My name's James Holroyd. I'm a senior project engineer at Victory Motorcycles. I've worked on everything since the Vegas, including the suspension on the Vision. Some of our competitors seem to think that 3 inches of suspension travel on a touring bike is enough. Well, we know that there's bumps bigger than 3 inches out there, so we decided to give the Vision 4.7 inches of suspension travel. So a really big bump, you've still got some travel to go. We basically took a normal suspension and turned it 90 degrees and fit it as narrowly as we could and as low as we could on the motorcycle. That's the real innovation here, is that we've got the suspension in a place nobody's ever been able to package suspension without getting into any of the other areas of the motorcycle. The way the suspension works basically, and I'm just going to apply some load to the bike, is as the road input comes into the rear wheel, it rotates the swing arm. And you can see it moving here like this. That pushes up on a push rod, which actuates a rocker, which pushes down on the top of the shock. And that's really kind of cool, because it means we all have only one connection between the rear suspension and the frame, right under the seat, where it's very efficient to take those loads and feed them into the rest of the chassis. And it gives us a very linear ratio all the way through the suspension travel. Because of the increased suspension travel compared to some of our competition, the bike is able to withstand those bumps and not be deflected from its course. So it goes in a straight line or it goes around a corner. It holds the line extremely well without getting bumped around or starting to feel vague or, even worse, unstable. We chose to use an air shock, which filled through this Schrader valve. You can adjust the rate of the suspension and the preload. This means that you get optimal ride quality when you're loaded or when you're one up, no matter what you weigh. The front forks are conventional type with cartridge dampers, progressive springs to prevent you bottoming out when you hit the brakes. They're 46 millimeters in diameter, which means they're extremely stiff, give you a very connected feeling with the road, yet a very soft ride. The ABS that we're offering in 2010 offers confident and secure stopping on slippery surfaces. So if you hit a patch of sand or riding in the rain, you can be confident that you can get the most braking out of your bike that's possible. It's extremely friendly ABS. It doesn't kick in with a heavy hand, and if you never lock up a wheel, you'll never know it's there. We've always prided ourselves at Victory on really good brakes, and these are no different. We know that this bike is going to be ridden fully loaded, sometimes at high speeds, so we put very good brakes on this bike. The rotors are floating. What happens is, as the outside portion of the rotor heats up, it floats on the pins. It doesn't get a lot of stress into it. Single-piece rotors are cheaper, but they don't work better. They can actually warp under extreme heat situations. Ours won't. On the front of the Vision, we use 3-piston calipers. You also get 2 pistons on the rear, and it's got its own floating rotor, again for heat resistance. So you can jam on these brakes very hard and get very good stopping with no worry.